Spider-Man suddenly gets woken up by Tony Stark, who calls him down to the lab to show him the new suit he made him and tell him about it. Peter quickly takes the suit out for a spin and later at dinner tells Stark and MJ how insane it was, but he nonetheless wanted to know why Tony made it, and that's when Tony essentially reveals that there are some difficult times coming and he basically wants Pete to promise him to always be on his side and keep their stuff a secret from everyone including Steve. Peter gives him a blood oath and Tony then hands him the Superhuman Registration Act before the two get ready to leave to Washington the next day. On the jet, Tony basically explains to Peter that they're gonna talk the Senate out of enrolling a law that would force all superheroes to register their real names with the government. They eventually appear before Congress, where they go back and forth with the senator talking about how much collateral damage superhumans had caused, while Stark reminds him how many times they saved the world. But 4 hours into this, Tony finally points out that some heroes won't be willing to sign this, as the two then leave to continue tomorrow, only for Titanium Man to show up, causing a fight between him and Spidey. The next day, however, when Tony shows the Congress footage of Titanium Man expressing how he will use this bill to his advantage, Spider-Man comes through to back it up. He also adds really convincing points talking about how with registration comes regulation, but then the senator reminds him that for his arguments to legally be considered, he must register himself, which Peter refuses to do, ultimately making things kinda worse. But then later we find out that Tony had actually set up that whole Titanium Man situation. Peter then goes home and turns on the TV only to hear about a massive explosion killing hundreds, all because Speedball and his friends went out to do a hero reality show and ended up messing with Nitro, who got ticked off and exploded. All heroes pulled up to the scene and knew that this was the tipping point. This unregulated behavior is surely gonna kick off the Superhuman Registration Act, especially when some of them are actually supporting it. The heroes community slowly got divided about it, as some of them simply didn't want to turn into federal employees, while others saw nothing wrong with revealing their identities, all while Daredevil is aura farming in the back. Things quickly escalated as Cap clearly stands against it, the Watcher pulls up, the people riot for it until Tony finally told the president to pass the law and ultimately kicked off the Civil War.